I'd like to call to order the Westmont Village Board meeting of May 25th, 2017, to order at 6 o'clock p.m. and ask Clerk Simsky for a roll call.
Mayor Gunther.
Here.
The clerk's here. Trustee Addington.
Here.
Trustee Barker.
Here.
Trustee Barry.
Here.
Trustee Guzzo is absent tonight. Trustee Little.
Here.
Trustee Nero.
Here.
Village Manager May.
He's here. He's
He disappeared. Finance Director Parker.
Here.
And our wonderful attorney Zimnick.
Here.
Would everybody please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to welcome everyone, and at this point, we have open forum. Is there anybody in the audience who,
We have one.
we have a request, okay. And is there anybody else who'd like to comment about anything that's on the agenda? This is the opportunity to do that. We're looking for the open,
I am looking for the open forum.
There it is.
I'm
All
sorry.
right. We have a request from Luke. How do you say the last name? Wilgos. I would like to briefly discuss the harassment of clinic patients in a health facility in Downers Grove. If you'd like to come to the podium and list your address, and you get an opportunity to address the board.
I appreciate that, Mr. Mayor. Thank you. My name is Luke Wilgos, and I live at 8122 Chesterton Drive in Woodridge, Illinois. I'm here in Westmont from Woodridge to discuss something in Downers Grove. At the Access Health Center at 1700 75th Street, every Saturday morning at 5:30 a.m., there is intimidation and harassment of clinic patients by men with megaphones who quite literally scream at the women as they exit their vehicles, and they call them murderers. They say, "You'll never be able to live with yourself." The police are called, and when they show up, they instruct the gentleman not to use the megaphone, and once in a while they'll even ticket the gentleman. But aside from that, there's not really much done other than that. There's nothing to address the actual harassment of the patients. The police simply show up and address the gentleman with the megaphone rather than the patients themselves and how they feel. At the last Downers Grove board meeting, I brought this issue up. And since then, Commissioner Greg Jose has reached out to me and asked if we could have a face-to-face and discuss this issue. And also since then, I've spoken with the village administrator and the chief of police of Woodridge about this issue. And the chief there had told me that he will give the chief of police of Downers Grove my direct phone number so that we could set up a dialogue, because I think that's where one should start with this kind of situation. I'm here because I think that we are all a community, and it shouldn't matter whether we're in Downers Grove, in Woodridge, or in Naperville. We should all stick up for each other, and we should stand up for people who are being harassed and abused, which is consistently what the clinic patients say that they feel. When they tell us that they feel uncomfortable and that they feel harassed and that they feel intimidated, we should believe them. I'm here because I request that you, Mr. Mayor, and all of the trustees, please reach out to the mayor of Downers Grove, to Mayor Tully, and to the Downers Grove Police Department. Ask them, what are they doing to protect the innocent women at this clinic? Ask them to do more, because I guarantee that there are residents of Westmont that attend this clinic in Downers Grove, just like there are patients from my hometown of Woodridge. Please don't do nothing. We should stand up for the voiceless, whether they're in Downers Grove, Westmont, Darien, Naperville. We're a community. We must stick together.
Well,
Please do what you can to help these innocent women.
all right.
And that's all I'd like to say today, and I appreciate you giving me the time to speak.
Thank you. And we work quite well with Downers, and if they want to reach out to our police department, we'll welcome that. So,
Okay.
all right, thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you, everybody.
All right, thanks. Any other open for none? So we'll move on to reports. The first report is my report, and I'd like to invite, Larry McIntyre up. We're going to get a little update on the Sister City program, which is about a month away for the signing of the Sister City.
Thank you, Mayor. Several updates to provide to the board as well as those in our listening audience. First, wanted to just mention that the dance troupe performance that we had with the Taiwanese group that came on May 7th was absolutely amazing. They have now come to our community and done different presentations 2 times a year for the past 3 years. And it's a very exciting opportunity, and we hope that those who were not able to attend can hopefully attend future presentations. There probably is going to be one in August as well. We also wanted to give an update regarding Sister City and the official signing ceremony with Hsinchu County, and that's being scheduled for Tuesday, July 4th, part of our Independence Day ceremony up at Ty Warner Park. And that's going to take place at 5 p.m. And over the next 30-plus days, we're going to organize all of the details of that signing ceremony, but we invite the entire community to participate, get involved. And next week, we'll also announce a Sister City committee meeting. And that's going to be open to the entire public. Anyone who has an interest in this program, we ask them to join us in the creation of the details of that program that's going to take place on July 4th. And so just want to let everybody know about that. Final aspect regarding Sister City program, student exchange program is moving along as had been mentioned in the past. We're probably going to have 6 to 10 students from Taiwan come to Westmont around the Thanksgiving holiday. They'll be here for 2 weeks. For a week and a half, they will shadow students up at Westmont High School and then join host families for the Thanksgiving holiday. And that's where we're at with Sister City, unless there's any additional questions.
You want to update on the 100th anniversary committee?
Absolutely. Thank you, sir. We had that meeting earlier today, and as everyone knows, our 100th anniversary celebration is going to be 2021, and we're in the midst of our 5-year countdown. So last year we celebrated our 95th anniversary. This year, of course, our 96th anniversary. So we discussed all the activities that we're going to be planning for this year. There's going to be a continuation of the historical mural, which that information will be passed along shortly. Schools are very involved in a couple of contests. There's going to be this hashtag Westmont contest in which we ask the community to get involved and talk about why Westmont's great. And then there's going to be an additional essay contest, but it'll be a historical theme. And there was conversation about the entries for the historical essay contest might be put into a book. So look for more information on the 100th anniversary countdown.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And since you're standing there,
All right.
we've had the opportunity to have a local business and an organization have fundraisers for the community. So I want Larry to introduce them and say a couple of things about it.
Thank you. There are 2 different groups here today, and the first one I'll introduce is Aram and Ram, and if you can come up here. But Ram will talk about his organization here in town and all of the fundraising that they've done in the past year. And in the past 30 days, they presented numerous donations and grants to local organizations. So want to come on up?
Thank you to the people of Westmont and the mayor and the committee members and the trustees. We have started an organization. It's called ARAM, meaning ethics. It's a year-old organization. Our basic motto of this organization is to help the people who are in need of financial support, either in education or in health. We did two fundraising event, basically collecting cloths, and we have donated some amount, and we bought new dresses for the mentally retarded people back in India. And other one, recently in February, there was a fire accident happened at Westmont, one of the apartment complex, and about 20 families got affected. And we did a food drive, and we supplied about 1 week worth of food for 20 families through all our members and non-members and the well-wishers of Aram. Apart from that, we made some donations to 6 organizations, and one is the Twin Lake Learning Center, running based on Westmont, and there is another organization called HELP. They are basically in health department, and they are doing some research project to avoid the death during the pregnancy time of the ladies. The third one, and it's education. It's called Kalvi Alaya, to help students to complete their higher education. And apart from that, we did another 3 organizations called CORD, and one of the trust. They are also running a old age home in India. So we did totally 6 donations, mainly to 6 organizations, about around $1,350 in the last 1 year. And we hope we do more with the support of Westmont community as well as mayor and the trustee members. Thanks for the opportunity, and thank you.
And as we're continuing to discuss local people in a charitable mood, we're going to introduce Manny. He is the owner of the BP gas station over on 55th Street and has been a business owner since just before 2000, and has worked in the community and hired lots of local Westmont kids and helped them get through college. He's also sponsored local sporting initiatives, but there is a new initiative that he's launching right now, and we want to promote that. So I'm going to introduce Manny.
Hello, Mr. Mayor,
Manny,
and members, and other people. Here I am. My name is Mani. I'm the owner of the BP gas station on 55th and Wilmette. Been there since 1998. Here I am to restate importance of the scholarship. For the month, a penny will be donated for gas pump at my station to help international students to obtain their education and better our community. I have a strong passion of education and for helping these students who don't have any funds. Many of my former employees are now pharmacists, doctors, and IT experts. I would encourage you to please visit my station. Thank you. This donation, this supporting to buy the gas from my site, a penny goes to these organizations as a charity.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And you can
Another-
explain.
I'll go ahead and add a little bit to that. The donation is during the month of July. So
Right.
a penny per gallon of gas during the entire month will go into this fund. Half the funds will go to Richmond Gardens,
Right.
Education
Oh,
Gardens,
yeah.
and another half will go to the Sister City program to sponsor students traveling abroad. And so we want to thank Manny for all
So
that.
again, in the past, the history, each month we were pumping more than 150,000 gallon. So if you come, the more you come, and pump the gas, that proceeds goes to these funds.
Very
Thank
good.
you,
Well, thank
Mayor.
you. That stays very good.
Very nice, yeah.
And again, thank both gentlemen. I contribute to the one at 55th Street all the time. I have one other quick item. It's Memorial Day weekend. On Monday, Memorial Day at 10:30, we'll be holding our annual Memorial Day Parade and ceremony at Veterans Memorial Park. And people have heard me say this before, we as a community need to remember and show up and show our gratitude for those who gave their ultimate sacrifice to have the freedom we have today. I think it's important that the younger generation is aware of this, and this is a great opportunity for us to continue making people aware that these individuals, and they're still doing it now, are fighting for our freedom. So it's 10:30. It starts on 47th Street and comes south on Cass to Richmond over to Veterans Memorial Park. So I hope to see everybody either on the route or at the ceremony. At this point, I'll turn to Clerk Simsky if she's got some information.
I just want to remind everybody that it is Memorial Day weekend, and it is the red, white, and barbecue. And the festivities start tomorrow from 4 to 10. The beer tent will be open, the carnival will be running, people will be barbecuing, so you just walk around and have a good time. You can eat, drink, and have a lot of fun. Saturday is noon to 10 p.m., and Sunday is noon to 9 p.m. So please come and join us. It's a fun time. I don't know, are you going to be riding that bicycle this year? Maybe. That's scary. If you see him on the bicycle, just get out of his way.
And the carnival on Saturday and Sunday, we're doing wrist bracelets
Yes.
in the afternoon.
I know for sure Saturday it'll start
Saturday,
at noon, but
noon.
he usually does it also on Sunday, so I assume.
Good.
I would say both days. That's it, just come to the parade and come to the red, white, and barbecue.
One item to add to that, on Sunday is the Race to the Flag at 8 o'clock. That, all proceeds from that goes to the People's Resource Center here in Westmont. We will have the honor to have Judy Sue from ABC News be the guest to start the race. We built up a good relationship with ABC and Judy. Yesterday at 11:30, our team from the race committee was on the news. And a month or so ago, we had our restaurant committee on there. So we're getting good publicity, and we look forward to that continuing. We'll move on to trustees, and I'm going to start with Trustee Nero.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a few things. I'd like to remind everybody, Public Safety Committee is on, the next one is July 6th at 4:30 p.m. right here at Village Hall. And then I'd like to invite up Chief Weiss. Got a few things to share. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you, Trustee Nero. Just want to remind everybody about the Fire and Police Kids Safety Camps are scheduled this year. We will have 2 camps. The camps will be June 20th and 21st and August 1st and 2nd. We still have openings for that. You can contact the Westmont Fire Department at 981-6400, and you can stop in at 6015 South Cass to pick up your applications. A couple exciting things I want to bring forward tonight is that's happened in the last week or so is the fire department has been awarded some more awards, and these are underneath EMS. And the American Heart Association every year recognizes fire departments for their outstanding work that they do with heart-related calls. And Westmont Fire Department this year was recognized. And that goes to the paramedics that we have here within the department, our contract medics and our part-time medics. And they're all led by Lynn Driley, our EMS director. So with that, I'd like to invite Lynn to come up here. A couple hours ago, Lynn and I were at Good Sam Hospital for the award ceremony, and Lynn was chosen this year to receive the 2017 Earl Field Leadership Award. A little bit about Earl Field: he was in the original paramedic class, same class that I was in 1974, and Earl was a great leader in EMS through the Good Samaritan system, owned his own EMS service, and contributed a lot to the EMS field. Earl also contributed a lot to the Good Samaritan EMS system. He passed away, unfortunately, a few years back, and they decided to recognize him, and they gave the first Earl Field Leadership Award to Joe Hartman. A lot of us know who Joe Hartman is. And he was a great leader starting our EMS service through the Good Samaritan system. But Lynn was chosen. She was nominated this year because of her leadership. And I just want to read just a couple quick things from the person that nominated her. And she was nominated by Laurel Carroll, the EMS coordinator from Hinsdale?
She was in Hinsdale Bolingbrook now.
But she's with Bolingbrook now. But anyway, Lynn was nominated for her passion for EMS and her many contributions to the Good Sam EMS system, which make her a very strong candidate. She has been given so much to the profession and helped elevate all of us. Lynn was involved with EMS for many years. She has always been a strong system advocate and functioned in many leadership roles. She has always been that solid person we all could go to. They even stated Lynn was one of the pioneers of the EMS field. But the main thing I want to bring out about Lynn is that she's been our EMS coordinator 20 years now, a little over 20 years, with the Westmont Fire Department. She's always been involved in some community outreach, as we all know. She hosts one of the first prom night programs in the Good Sam system and has organized many open houses to raise community awareness. Lynn is an exemplary EMS representative to the Westmont citizens. Lynn has always been involved as EMS coordinator representing on the advisory board for many years. She's weighed in on a lot of many important and sometimes controversial topics. Her experience, humor, and unique ability to communicate, especially when emotions are getting the best of others, has been a valuable asset to us all. She currently chairs that committee at Good Sam System. This guidance and support help Good Sam EMS to continue to grow and earn the reputation of one of the most progressive systems in the state of Illinois. In short, Lynn is one of our system's go-to people on committees, task force, and classes are all better for her participation and input. The letter I received from Val Phillips, the medical director from Good Sam, says, Lynn, congratulations, you are the recipient of the 2017 EMSJ Field Leadership Award. As you know, the Field Award is given annually to a member of Good Sam EMS system that exhibits dedication during their career to promote excellence in EMS in our system. We feel very strongly that strong leadership and commitment to excellence is what has made our system unique. Like Earl, we could always count on your input, support, and we can do that attitude. Again, we'd like to congratulate Lynn Driley. I would ask the mayor to come forward. This afternoon at the award ceremony, they presented this plaque, the Earl Field Paramedic Award of Leadership, annual award to a department individual exhibiting leadership, excellent emergency medical services in the Good Sam EMS system, to Lynn Driley.
No.
I didn't really have anything prepared when I actually did the speech on that, but I have to admit, I had to admit at the ceremony, I said, I've been here for over 20 years. I've been in Primeric for longer than that. And I'm going to tell you right now that it was probably the best thing that I ever did when I did come to Westmont, and I joined the system of Good Samaritan. I can't tell you how honored and humble I am for this award, because it was, it's very important, to us and that too. And really, I'm only as good as the people who work for me, because if I didn't have them, I wouldn't be who I am. So that's all I can say. Thank you, guys.
And again, we're honored that you're with us. So,
All right, well, thank you, Chief, and thank you, Lynn. Next, I'd like to call up the Deputy Police Chief, please. He's got a few things to recap. I think the open house and Cop on Town.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Just a couple things to recap. We had our open house on the 13th. Really good turnout. We didn't get an official number, but Dawn was upstairs counting people coming through, doing the tours and stuff like that. And I think she had over 250. So that was just on the tour side of it. So we thought that was really good turnout. We had great weather. Bounce house was a great attraction. All the kids loved that. The other event we had Cop on Top on the 19th.
We're supposed to hold this up too. We got this nice picture here.
Which was
Look at that, huh?
Oh, man.
Top of the menu.
Our goal was, last year we did around 3,400, so I was wanting to keep over 3,000 again. We did $3,004, which we thought was very good considering it was a terrible day for weather, cold, rainy, and so we kind of closed shop a little bit early, but I still think it was a great success, especially with all the additional money going for the Special Olympics, so it's all in turn, it was great. Well, that's all I got.
Good enough.
Very
Thank
good.
you.
Thank you.
All right, and then lastly, just to reiterate, have a great Memorial Day. Enjoy all the fun activities, and I think there's a rumor there's a big barbecue going on. I'm sure someone else will talk about, but have a lot of fun, enjoy it, and make sure you make it out to the parade. And that's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Trustee Little.
Thank you, Mayor. I just have a couple of items today. A recap of the May 22nd Westmont Special Events meeting. We talked a great deal about Taste of Westmont, and we also talked about cruise nights. Starting a week from tonight is our first cruise night for the year, so please, everybody, come on out and enjoy the activities on Cass Avenue. We close the street. We allow the couple of places to sell their liquor and put it out on the street, and you can walk around and look at the old cars and listen to the live music that we have out there, and it's just a lot of fun. A lot of people show up for this, and everybody has a great time, so make sure everybody listening comes out next Thursday night for our first cruise night. We had an administrative committee meeting just before this meeting, and there were a lot of discussions about IMRF. We talked a lot about the Sister City program, just a lot of information. So our next administration committee meeting is August the 3rd at 4:30 in this room. So everybody's invited to come out and enjoy. We're always looking for volunteers, so please think about not just this weekend, but throughout the summer, if you've got a little bit of time on your hands. Westmont Special Events is looking for volunteers to especially participate in all the fun activities for the Taste of Westmont. We have a lot of beer tent options. You can come in and serve beer, you can sell tickets, you can do a lot of things for us there. You can also help out at the carnival, putting wristbands on and selling tickets there. So if you can think of anything that you're sitting around with just nothing on your hands to do all summer, come out and visit Westmont Special Events. Thank you, Mayor.
Very good. Thank you. Trustee Barker.
Thank you, Mayor. Two things this evening. The Community Development Committee will meet June 8th, 4:30 in this room. And then I wanted to just talk about Westmont First. Last week kicked off a drive to provide blue ribbons again this year for any residents that would want to put those on their trees And we have permission to put those on the parkway trees in support of our police department and the officers and the fine job that they do. So we're promoting that. I wanted to thank the businesses that made that possible. One is All-American Paper in Westmont here, who provided the ribbons, and then the folks that helped cut all that stuff up and make it user-friendly. And then I wanted to thank businesses that are distributing that, Westmont Paint and Decorating, Bales Ace Hardware, O'Reilly Auto Parts, and the Westmont Chamber of Commerce all have blue ribbons that are available for people to come by and pick up and put those on their trees. And then we can keep those up. We'd like to show that support as long as we can. And you know, when they start to get tattered and things, we can remove them. But other than that, let's keep them up and have a nice blue display for our police department. Thank you.
Good, thank you. Trustee Barry.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'll update the Public Works Committee. Our next meeting is July 20th here at the Village Hall at 4:30. The Public Works has been working on the flowers and the baskets. I think a lot of people have noticed that the baskets are going up, and I think maybe be completed tomorrow, maybe, Mike, it looks like, or very, very close to it. And then obviously they've been fighting the rain and keeping everything flowing and keeping all the lawns cut and so forth. So the Public Works guys are out there. The Environmental Improvement Commission is meeting their next meeting is going to be June 5th at 6 p.m., and that's going to be at the Westmont Library. And if Jill was here, yes, she has a couple things to recap over the river sweep.
Yes. Happy Memorial Day. I wanted to give a couple updates. The EIC is partnering with the Park District this weekend at the Red, White, and Barbecue to implement a recycling program. So if you'd like to sign up to volunteer, you can do that through our village website. We did a press release about it. And if you're just hanging out and having a good time, be sure to throw all of your recycling in the proper containers. We appreciate that. They need some volunteers to just kind of spread the word and show people how to do it, and they're hoping that it's going to be a big success this year. Also, the river sweep that we were supposed to have last Saturday was unfortunately canceled due to the weather conditions. So I wanted to announce the new date, which is June 3rd. It's at 9 a.m. at the Twin Lakes Woods Pavilion on 55th Street. You can sign up by emailing green@westmont.il.gov. It's a great event. I'm going to show a little picture. Last year, we cleaned up a ton of trash. And the Girl Scout troop who participated in 2016 said that it was a highlight of the year for many of the girls. And they said there's nothing like a hands-on project to make a kid feel like she's really able to make some positive changes in the community. So hope everybody can attend and get some trash out of the river. Thank you.
Thank you, Jill. And that's all I have, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
We saved the best for last, so Trustee Addington.
Well, I'm not sure about that.
The longest.
Couple of things. First of all, we'll talk economic development. We will be meeting a week from Wednesday, June the 7th, 9 o'clock in the morning in the room behind me here. And also on May 31st, next week, we're going to have an open house. And it's going to be at 10 West Burlington. It's Mr. Wayne's Pop Culture Collectibles. And he's trying to make this a special event, and he's kind of tying it into the release of the new Wonder Woman movie. So, again, that'll be from 5 to 6:30, and we hope everyone will come out and help us welcome this new business into our town. The second thing I have is that June 6th, the day before, will be the last day of school. So that means that all of our wonderful young people will be in the parks, on the streets, playing baseball, riding their bikes. So that's my annual message at this time of year is, please be careful and watch out for our kids. And they're important to all of us. And for some of us grandfathers, they're become just as important or more. So watch out for them. And then last but not least, of course, is the Westmont Lions Club annual Red, White, and Barbecue. It starts tomorrow night. We have some great music lined up. Flat Cats, which I think everybody knows from town here, will be playing on Friday. I love the names of some of these bands. Fire the Cannon, which is a cover rock group, is going to be here along with a couple other bands on Saturday, and then Sunday There's another local group, Tomorrow's Alliance, and the Rock Academy. There's some great food. There's 3 food vendors, including Uncle Bub's Barbecue. I know Stone Cold Creamery is going to be out there, Tropical Snow, Corn on the Cob by our good friend Lion Leo, and crab cakes and funnel cakes, and I think popcorn. The kettle corn people will be out there. So a lot of food, a lot of fun, and we have, again, another successful year. I have 60 professional teams cooking for cash and prizes on Sunday, 40 teams cooking on Saturday, and 44 what we call amateur or backyard that'll also be cooking on Saturday. So a lot of good barbecue, a lot of good smells, and we invite everyone out. It's free. There's no parking charge or anything else. It's at Time Warner Park. And as we said, it starts tomorrow at 4 o'clock. So we invite everyone to come out and have a good time. This is the 11th year that we have done this now, and we've been told by several people that we are the biggest event in Illinois and probably one of the biggest events in the Midwest, this kind of an event. So we're kind of proud of that over these 11 years. So again, we invite everyone to come out and enjoy. That's it, sir.
Thank you. And for those who, Jim doesn't, he has
Pancake
something else.
breakfast.
Well, the pancake breakfast is Sunday morning.
Right.
In conjunction with the race up at Ty Warner Park in the main parking lot. Jim is co-chair with Chris Switek, and they started this 11 years ago, and it has grown to almost maxed out right now. There's probably no room to add
really
any more.
So we have fun with it.
Okay, moving on. Does any trustee want any item removed from the consent agenda? Seeing none, I'd ask Manager May to please read.
Thank you. First, on the consent agenda are village board minutes. Board to consider approving the minutes. The village board meeting held May 11, 2017. Next is finance ordinance number 2, the amount of $1,125,820.78. This is followed by purchase orders. First purchase order for Amalgamated Bank of Chicago, $743,562.50, represents debt payment for the bonds that were issued 2013. Next purchase order is Benestar Hartford, $104,400. This is an annual cost for the retiree insurance payment. They do fully fund it through reimbursement to us, but this is our expenditure. Next purchase order is Westmont Chamber of Commerce, $24,000. This one is for the annual payment for the Westmont Auto Group. Next purchase order is also Westmont Chamber of Commerce, $21,000. That's the second payment for the fiscal year 17, the external funding. Next is DuPage Senior Citizens Council, $24,000, represents an annual contribution to that organization. Next is Visu Sewer of Illinois, $29,975. This is for large-scale sewer jetting that's at a capacity greater than than the equipment that we have as far as larger pipes. Next is Thomas Engineering Group, $55,462.58. This is for the design engineering for the CBD Alley project, what we call Section E. It's the east side from Norfolk north to Naperville Road. This is an encumbering purchase order. You're actually voting on the contract later on the agenda. Next purchase order is R.W. Dunham and Company, $796, $182.28. That's for the construction of Section F and also previous contract. Next is Thomas Engineering Group, $89,211.88. This is for the construction supervision engineering, engineering testing. That is for CBD Alley Project Section F. And last purchase order is Engineering Solutions Team, $191,400, also construction engineering, but for the Naperville Warwick storm sewer project. The total of purchase orders this evening is $2,079,194.24, which brings the total of purchase orders and the finance ordinance number 2 to $3,205,015.02. And that completes the consent agenda, sir.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to approve as presented?
Motion by Addington to approve.
Second by Little?
Motion made and second on the question. Anybody in the audience? No? No one? I ask for a roll call, please.
Trustee Addington.
Yes.
Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Barry.
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Motion passes. Move on to new business. Commission appointment. Board to consider a motion to approve the mayor's appointment of Christopher Lavoy to the Planning and Zoning Commission. Just a little background information. We've had the vacancy since Ed Richards resigned. He's doing a lot of traveling. And we had an opportunity to look for someone that blends in with the credentials they have, and we found this person. I've had staff interview with me as well as the chair of Planning and Zoning, Greg Pill. So we all are in agreement that we'd like to see Chris appointed tonight, but before we do, I'd ask him to come, introduce himself, tell a little bit about yourself. So the podium is yours.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor, and thank you all for doing what you do for the community. I've got this surprise phone call about a month ago, or maybe a little longer, from Steve May. Steve May and I have known each other for a very long time because we're both engineers, and I happen to live in Westmont for many years. So I'm very excited to be here and to get that phone call. Service is just one of my things. I've been a member of Rotary in Downers Grove, served as president of Rotary in Downers Grove, and some of the projects that I have done in conjunction with my company that I own myself and Rotary are some of those projects, those marquee projects. So I'm used to coming to a board like this presenting projects, and now it's going to take a different turn. So I'm excited to flip over. I'm pretty well versed at various development type projects. I've done a lot of work in stormwater, done a lot of work with DuPage County. We're certified in DuPage County for stormwater, and I'm just very excited about the opportunity. There's that void that always needs to get filled for community service, and I really looking forward to the appointment and looking forward to serving all of you and all of the people of the Westmont. And on the other personal side, my wife and I live in Oakwood. We have 8 wonderful children and 2 wonderful grandchildren. I wish they all lived in Westmont, but they don't. As you know, that they travel around the country. And we're very happy here. We've been here for many years, and I really enjoy Westmont quite a bit. It's my home, and I just very happy to serve. And I also would like to say that through the folks that I've had discussions with, including Jill, I've had conversations with staff, very comfortable with my conversations so far. And I think I can lend a hand and on my professional background, and I'm looking forward to the opportunity. I appreciate it very much.
Wow. Thank you. Do I have a
Why don't you
motion?
vote for me if you let us know, Steve?
Yeah. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve, Nero.
Second, Little?
Made and second. Any additional comments? Questions? Quickly take the roll call.
Only, I want to know why you're not in the Westmont Rotary Club. That's the only thing. We could use a member like you.
Well, actually, Trustee Barrett, there's a little story behind that. And I could share it with you. But basically, my office started in Downers Grove, and I was in the building on Rogers, and I rented from the Tivoli. It's a pretty large building, but it's actually in the building right next to the Tivoli office. And back in 2004, I had an opportunity to do a project in Plainfield that I did myself as part of a restoration project. I actually wrote a text amendment to preserve some of the barns and some of the homestead properties in Plainfield and in Kendall County to repurpose them. So what I did is I moved my office after that text amendment was approved to a homestead piece that has the old farmhouse and the barns, and I actually built my own office there. So it's something that it was part of a restoration effort, and so that's why my office is there. And Rotary in Downers Grove, of course, it was a big journey back and forth, but now I'm actually on my way back, and I would welcome the opportunity actually to come into Rotary in Westmont.
Well, we'd love to have you.
Well, one of the three of you grab them quick.
Well, I think Harold started.
Oh, well, you're gonna let him have it, all right.
Any other comments? Anybody from the audience? I think we will have a roll call, please.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Barry.
Yes.
Trustee Addington.
Yes.
Well,
And
congratulations.
Thank you
Yeah.
very
thank
much.
you.
What's that, is this an unexpired term then that he's gonna fill?
It's a great question. I haven't looked into that, but that's typically the case. I don't know when it's term expired, but we can look
the full
into it.
term is what, 3 years, isn't it?
4 years, but they're
4 years?
staggered.
And they stagger them, yeah.
And,
Well, you might be stuck
we
with
need
us
to be
for another
sworn
4
in
years.
with-
Yeah, you might be stuck with me too. I'm not going anywhere, I can tell you that. I'm going to be in Westmont for the rest of the time, so.
Okay, you'll officially be sworn in at the next Planning and Zoning meeting. So,
Okay, very good.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
New business B, 47 East 55th Street, the duplex. Board to consider an ordinance approving the following requests for the Elliott Carpentry LLC and LDD Group LLC regarding the property located at 47 East 55th Street, Westmont, Illinois, in the R4 General Residence District. 1, a zoning code variance request for relief from the minimum square feet per building. 2, a zoning code variance request to allow for construction of a single-family, semi-detached dwelling within a required front yard setback. 3, zoning code variance request to allow for construction of a single-family, semi-detached dwelling within a required rear yard setback. And 4, site and landscaping plan approval. And I'd ask Director Ziegler to provide additional information.
Thank you, Mayor. The Planning and Zoning Commission made a unanimous positive recommendation in May regarding this proposed duplex. The variances are in line with similar approvals along 55th Street. This will allow a currently vacant site to get a much-needed cleanup. And the property owner has posted on the property regarding car removal because we've had some issues about cars illegally parking there. And this would, although it's recommended for single family along 55th Street with our comp plan, we recognize that this likely would not redevelop that way. So I'm available for any questions, as is Tom Elliott, the buyer.
Any comments, questions?
I just know the cars are gone. That was a welcome response, and if we can get something on that property.
Yeah.
This is Smokey's old gas
Yeah,
station.
it's a gas station site, yeah. So I entertain a motion, somebody?
Motion to approve.
Second, Nero.
Motion been made and seconded to approve as presented. Any additional comments? Anybody from the audience? None? Roll call, please.
Trustee Addington.
Yes.
Trustee Barry.
Yes.
Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Motion passes. New business C, 301 and 311 East Ogden Avenue, Napleton, Westmont Imports. Board to consider an ordinance approving the following requests for Napleton, Westmont Imports regarding the properties located at 301 and 311 East Ogden Avenue in Westmont in the B2 General Business District. 1, special use permit request to operate an automotive dealership. And 2, site and landscaping plan approval. And Director Ziegler.
Thank you, Mayor. Request is for the old Alpha Motors property. The village board has previously approved this for temporary parking on site. This request is for a special use to actually use the building as a dealership. This will be used during the construction phasing, as their current facility at 201 East Ogden will be expanding into the old Lamborghini building. Porsche has worked with staff to add significant landscaping, remove non-conforming signs, to improve the appearance on Ogden Avenue. They've also agreed to have Porsche cars only in the front row facing Ogden Avenue if this would ever turn into used sales only. They're aware of the stormwater issues that have previously happened on the site, and they have a plan to remove cars if necessary. And we recommend approval.
I know we have representatives. I don't know if they,
Yes, Rick Brandstetter from Porsche is here if there's any questions.
you have anything to add, or you just want to be available if there's any questions?
I'll be available for any questions. I don't have anything to add.
Do I have a motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve.
Second, Barker.
Motion been made and second to approve. Now, on the question, Trustee Addington.
Just for point of order, have you purchased the property?
Yes, we own it.
Since I live around the corner, I understand some of the flooding concerns, so I was just, I hope it does, I hope it works out for you. It just, I've got concerns there, but we never have a problem, knock on wood.
The day and weekend after we purchased it, we had all of the storm sewers cleaned out and a few other remedial things done to the site, and then that following weekend is when it rained the entire weekend, including a pretty bad storm on Saturday night.
And it took it all.
And it was dry as a bone.
Super. Well, then maybe what you did was what they should have done 5 years ago.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe we got lucky, who knows?
Well, I think
Good.
We've seen a lot of that as we've approved tonight with the jetting. Keeping these drains and so forth clean is a big part of it.
Helps a lot.
And,
Well, and again, I've seen the cars parked there. They're neat, they're clean, and nice looking, and I'd much rather see it that way than just a big old empty spot at an important intersection in town. So, good luck to you.
Thank you.
I'd like to make a comment.
Trustee Barker.
I just wanted to compliment Jill and Larry Forsberg for the work that they've done up there with the car dealerships. This one is so improved already, as Jim was saying, but all the work that you've done up there, Ogden Avenue is looking better than ever, and I appreciate that.
Thank you.
I agree.
Just one other comment, I guess, for the applicant's benefit. This is a special use, so there are conditions attached to the special use that the village board imposes on all auto dealerships along Ogden Avenue, such as you can't use elevated racks to display cars, no balloons or streamers, no test driving on residential streets, and there's a list of them. One of them is, you mentioned your vision is that this would house certified pre-owned vehicles for sale predominantly in the long term, and that the Porsches, though, will be displayed along Ogden Avenue if that becomes the case. So that's one of the conditions.
That's correct.
And if you want a copy of the ordinance with those conditions, Jill can provide it to you.
Anybody in the audience have a question? BMW, do you want to? No? All right, seeing none, roll call, please.
Trustee Addington.
Yes.
Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Trustee Barry.
Yes.
Thanks, Rick. Motion passes. New business D, Westmont B Imports, new BMW automobile dealership. Board to consider ordinances approving the following requests from Westmont B Imports Incorporated in the B2 General Business District. 1, a revised final site and landscaping plan. 2, a final plat and consolidation. And 3, a masonry waiver. Director Ziegler.
Thank you, Mayor.
And this will require 3 separate motions.
Okay.
Correct. This is to finalize the final plat of subdivision for the BMW property. They've been working on final engineering for the past year. The cul-de-sac moved slightly, and 2 detention ponds were combined into one, which staff supported from the very beginning, so we're pleased to see that. They've also added some landscaped islands, which we requested as well. So with these minor changes, we recommend approval of the final plat. BMW is currently working on revising their letter of credit and then recording the final plat, and then we'll be ongoing to construction.
And the sale of the road now is complete?
Yes, that was completed as of yesterday.
Very good. Well, I'm looking for a motion to approve item 1.
Motion to
revised
approve,
final.
1, Nero.
Second, Addington.
Motion been made and seconded. He's quick, Harold.
I'm also louder.
On the question, anybody in the audience? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Addington.
Yes.
Trustee Barry.
Yes.
Motion passes. And then item 2, the final plat of consolidation. I need a motion to approve.
Go ahead, Harold.
Motion to approve as presented.
Second, Nero.
There you go.
Motion been made and seconded. On the question, seeing none, roll call, please.
Harold, did you?
Yes.
Yes.
And yes.
I kept my mouth shut.
Harold Barry.
Yes.
Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Addington.
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Motion passes. And the third one, I'm looking for approval of the masonry waiver.
Motion to approve as presented on the masonry waiver. Barry.
Second, Little?
Motion been made and seconded. On the question, I don't want to, we have a representative here from,
We have Tom McCabe from Space Co
I don't know
here.
if he has, any after we vote on this, if he has anything to add, we'll allow him the opportunity. No other questions, roll call, please.
Trustee Barry.
Yes.
Trustee Addington.
Yes.
Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Motion passes. I don't know if there's anything you want to add, or just, that was good enough? You could. Good enough for us. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you. New business E, an engineering agreement for the CBD Alley Reconstruction Project, Section E. Board to consider an ordinance authorizing an engineering agreement with Thomas Engineering Group for Phase 1 and 2 design engineering services for the proposed Central Business District, CBD, alley reconstruction project, Section E. I've got Director Ramsey to give us some additional information.
Thank you, Mayor. We'd like to request to approve the sum of $55,462.58 for Phase 1 and Phase 2 design engineering services for the purpose of Central CBD Alley Reconstruction Project Section E. Section E, to clarify, is the alley bounded between Cass and Linden, between Norfolk and Irving. Project consists of the reconstruction of the alley with green initiatives, brick pavers, pervious material, et cetera, and other related works similar to what is being used in the current sections that the 2 that we've completed, Section A and Section B, and the one we're getting ready to construct, Section F. Staff recommends approval of this proposal in the amount of $55,000, a little over $55,000 for Phase 1 and Phase 2 for this project.
Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve, Little?
Second, Barker.
Motion been made and seconded to approve the actual total, $55,462.58. On the question.
So then, Mike, obviously, we'd be looking at this for the 2018.
Correct.
For construction.
That's correct.
And ideally, if it gets through budget and everything, that'd be a spring, that'd be the first one to go in the spring.
Correct. Yes, that'd be right. Yeah, we'll probably start somewhere April, May, timeframe, depending on the budget. If it gets approved, or after the budget's approved, we'd start.
Thank you.
Any additional? Anybody? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Trustee Barry.
Yes.
Trustee Addington.
Yes.
Motion passes. New business F, North Westmont Fire Protection District Contract Extension. Board to consider an ordinance extending the intergovernmental agreement for the provision of fire and emergency medical services for the North Westmont Fire Protection District. Chief Wise.
Thank you, Mayor. The current IGA expires on May 31st, 2017. This amendment provides for a one-year extension, and as you are aware, we're currently working with North Westmont Fire District to create a special service agreement, and that's in progress at this time. Johnny?
Chief, you pointed out originally in my draft there was an incorrect date in Section 2. I've changed that.
Okay.
The mayor's going to sign it tonight, and I'll get it off to their attorney so the district can sign it.
And they meet next Monday night, June 5th, so they'll be able to take care of that then. Okay.
Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve, Barry?
Second, Nero.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve. Any additional comments, question? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Trustee Barry.
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Trustee Addington.
Yes.
Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes. Motion passes. New business G, Darien Westmont Intergovernmental Agreement for Suffield Gardens. Board to consider an ordinance to approve an intergovernmental agreement, an IGA, with the City of Darien regarding the disconnection of certain water main improvements affecting Suffield Gardens. Director Ramsey.
Thank you, Mayor. Westmont will begin serving the residents of Suffield Garden with the Westmont Public Water. Public Works will be making a connection off its 12-inch water main in Belvedere Park and installing approximately 100 feet of 6-inch water main, including 8 new 2-inch water meters that will also be installed by Westmont. Darien has already approved this IGA through their board, so I'm bringing it to you to see if, for you guys to agree to this IGA with Darien.
We've discussed this numerous times, I think, so. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve, Barker.
Second, Little?
On the question. Roll call, please.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Addington.
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Trustee Barry.
Yes.
Motion passes. New business H, purchase card agreement. Board to consider an ordinance approving a commercial card agreement with J.P. Morgan Chase Bank. And I got Director Parker to talk about additional information.
So this is something that we've discussed at previous finance committees a little while ago. As you'll recall, we made some adjustments and amendments to our credit card policy to allow for the use of P-cards. We're just starting out this process and having more than one card, so it'll be issued to a couple of different departments to start with. And then as we get further into our implementation of our new ERP system, and as we get further along in understanding how to best make this system work with both our current system and the new ERP system, we'll be able to roll it out in a little bit broader perspective. But initially, we need to get the agreement approved. The attorney's reviewed it and says that the agreement meets with standard terms and conditions, and he's fine with that, as are we.
Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve, Barry?
Second, Addington.
On the question. Or comments? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Trustee Barry.
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Addington.
Yes.
Motion passes. New business I, refuge containers. Board to consider ordinance amending Chapter 66, Section 66-4 of the Westmont Municipal Code of Ordinances regarding the village-wide use of approved refuge containers provided by the village exclusive contractor. Manager May.
Mayor, this is primarily housekeeping. You've already approved the contract, extension changes with the waste management refuse contract, and this reference section 66-4 specifically identifies language from the old contract, meaning that the resident has to provide their own container, that it must not exceed this size, and all those. So since those were all removed from the agreement, we're just cleaning up the code and removing that, saying that you use the container provided by whichever exclusive contractor we are using, so we don't have to amend it by company if this changes in the future. Essentially it.
I'm sorry, the draft that was circulated to you yesterday by email specified that residents had to use a 96-gallon container. unless otherwise specified in the contract. We removed the reference at Manager May's suggestion to the 96-gallon because residents do actually have some options, and it could change in subsequent years. He felt it was best to keep it generic, just that they had to use the container provided by the exclusive contractor.
Yeah, that's a good point, because we had some people ask about a smaller one. So they're all going to start with the larger one.
Right.
Okay. And then they
6
can,
will be distributed to everyone, and need to start using them right away, and then, I forgot it might take up to 3 months, but we'll, after that trial period, if there's interest in changing, we'll
switch them out. Okay. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve, Little?
Second, Nero.
Motion been made and second to approve. On the question? Seeing none. Trustee Addington? I don't know CPR. Go ahead.
What do you want me to do?
I know you're going. Do you have a question?
No, I'm just coughing. No, that wasn't it. I just swallowed wrong.
All right. Roll call, please.
Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Trustee Barry.
Yes.
Trustee Addington.
Yes.
Did I call you? Okay. Did I miss anybody?
Motion passes. Any miscellaneous items, other than wishing everybody a enjoyable Memorial Weekend at Ty Warner Park for the barbecue? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn to executive session. Do we need 2 separate motions?
Yes. Actually, you can do one as long as you
I'll read
specify
them.
the reasons.
The motion is to go into executive session to discuss pending litigation, specifically the case of Sac-de-Vaud versus Westmont pursuant to Section 2C11 of the Open Meetings Act, and to discuss the purchase of land for the use of the village pursuant to Section 2C5 of the Illinois Open Meetings Act. Do I have a motion?
Motion to go into executive session for the 2 purposes indicated.
Second, Nero.
Motion made and seconded. Roll call, please.
Trustee Addington.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Trustee Barry.
Yes.
Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
This part of the meeting will be adjourned. We'll go into executive session. There will not be any further business when we come out. Thank you, everybody.